All right, good evening. Welcome in, thanks for staying this late. Welcome in our talk about JBoss Forge. My name is Koen Ayers. I work for Red Hat, and I am mainly responsible for integrating the Forge command line tool into JBoss Tools, the JBoss Tools project. I know that I'm listed as the only speaker tonight, but I've invited a very special guest from the exotic country of Bulgaria.
Hey, my name is Ivan Ivanov. I work for SAP, but in my spare time, I'm contributing to JBoss Forge. So.
Right. Last year there was a talk done by Lincoln and the project lead of Forge and Dan Allen. On Forge. I don't know how many people have attended that talk. Can people raise their hands? No? Okay.
Not really too much, so I think that we should do a quick refresh.
Right. So what is Forge about? Why do we need Forge? Well, when you are a beginning Java developer, or when you are responsible for beginning Java developers, then the task of learning how to program, especially with complex technologies like Java EE, can be really hard. It's a daunting task. And to see how daunting, I've taken this picture from the Oracle. I don't know if it's still listed there, but it's from the Oracle. It used to be on the Oracle website, on the Java EE page. And you can see all these boxes that are frameworks that you need to learn about. So for beginning Java developers, there is a big startup cost. Also, there's a lot of gotchas. You need to probably know stuff that, to make things work together, or initialize particular variables. So there's also a lot of details that you need to know about. And moreover, all these frameworks have to be integrated, and that also can mean a lot of effort. So Forge is trying to solve that problem.
Yeah, and you remember, I come from Bulgaria, and we in Bulgaria have this joke: всяко начало е трудно, почни от средата.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Every beginning is hard, so let's start from the middle.
Yeah, so if the beginning is start, then we're going to start from the middle. And that's exactly what Forge tries to offer you. We're going to start with a very, very small project and gradually add technologies one by one, these boxes that you have seen, so we can one by one add capabilities to our project so that we can make these things easier.
Okay, so let's see Forge in action.
Yes. So we are going to do the main thing of the presentation will be a demo. We'll do coding. So of course, hopefully the demo gods are going to be.
Yeah, I prayed last night.
Yeah. So the first thing I'm doing is starting up the Forge console, and also JBoss AS application server. What you see here is the Forge that is integrated in JBoss Tools. So this is a JBoss Tools. I think it's beta 1 or some nightly build. I don't know exactly anymore. But the Forge command line, as you can see, is integrated, and there is one JBoss AS7 server that is running.
So how do we start?
Well, we're going to create a new project. And creating a new project, you can just type stuff here, and when you don't really know what to type, you can enter tab, and then it will complete the commands that you're typing. And a new project needs to have a name. We're going to actually try to model an application to maintain conferences and sessions that are part of those conferences.
Okay.
And we are going to make a CRUD application that enables you to manipulate those entities.
Okay, and let us say something. We will not look in Google. We will not read manuals to find all the things around the Java EE project. We will just rely on Forge.
Yeah, that's usually how you would start. You would just Google around and take snippets of XML.
Or look inside other web applications that you have written for persistence.xml, for example.
So we're not going to do that. I have accepted the the default location for my project, and as you can see, it has automatically imported the project in my workspace.
So it looks quite a lot like Maven archetypes. Does it create so much garbage as the
No, what you see
Maven
here,
archetypes?
what you see here is a very simple project. The only thing that it has is a POM file, so it is a Maven-enabled Java project, but there is nothing otherwise there is nothing particular about it.
Ah, great.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we are doing Java application, and I wanted to persist something in the database.
Yeah. So we need entities, right?
We need entities, yeah.
There is an entity command, but it's not enabled, and the reason is that we need to set up persistence first. So you can see I press tab completion, and it just suggests what I need to fill out. I need a persistence provider. I have the choice between several of them. I'm going to choose Hibernate, and I also need a target container, and there I'm going to use JBoss AS7, the one that is already running. It asks me a couple of questions. Which version of the Java EE spec do you want to use, the Java EE BOM? There is also a couple of other questions. I'm just going to accept all the defaults, extended APIs for Hibernate and stuff like that. And as you can see, when everything is done, it will open up an editor on the persistence.xml file.
Yeah, this is persistence.xml. I always look it up either in internet or in other projects that I have done. So Forge has done it for me.
Yes. So you didn't need to look around and Google around on the internet.
So we are keeping our promise for now.
Okay, so now we can create entities. There is an entity command, and the first entity we're going to create is a session. So we accept the default package. It creates the Java class, and it opens up an editor on this Java class. So this is just a simple entity without any other fields.
Now.
Yeah, you need a session would have a title and a description.
Okay.
So there is a field command available. There's a number of types there. The title will be a string. Again, it adds the string field, and it immediately puts the focus on the newly added string field in the editor. Second field, also a string description. All right, there you go.
Great.
All right, so then the next entity will be a conference that keeps track of these sessions.
Let's create a conference then.
Entity named conference. Okay, creates the conference.java class.
Conference has a name.
It has a name. So again, a field, string, named name.
And conference has a lot of sessions, many sessions. So
right.
Do I need to open my JPA book to see how do you configure one-to-many?
No.
Or no, okay.
No, because as you can see, one of the possible fields is one-to-many. So we will just choose one-to-many there. The name will be sessions.
Okay.
The field type, of course, I want to have sessions. So I can just, I don't have to type everything. I can just press tab completion, and it will suggest the best thing that it finds for me. And as you can see, I can just choose the session class. And also, in the session class, I want to refer back to my conference, the conference that it belongs to. So I'm going to add an inverse field name for the conference. Right?
Okay.
Okay, so
we have our
the
data
entities.
model setup,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
I remember some frameworks like Ruby on Rails and Grails where you have some tables and then automatically you have web pages created for that. Can Forge do this for me?
Yeah, so there is a scaffolding plugin. And if we want to scaffold a JSF user interface, then we first have to set up the scaffolding. And it will, again, ask me a number of questions, which I'm going to accept the default of. I'm going to select JSF. I'm going to accept the faces provider. It will warn me that the target, so the packaging type, will change from jar to war because this is a web application. So it becomes a web application. It installs a number of different facets, and then it asks me the final question, what the web root should be for this web application. Again, I'm just accepting the default. So you can see that the layout of my project has now changed into a web layout, web project. And we're ready for scaffolding.
Yeah. Let's create the pages.
So the scaffold plugin now has a from entity command, and we can just use a little bit of wildcards there to include both of the Java files for scaffolding. And I'm going to also overwrite some files that otherwise I have to prompt. They prompt me, and Forge will prompt me, and then I have to answer yes anyway. So, okay. So it has generated some additional Java files here in the view package.
There's the backing beans,
right? And also a number of here. You can see a number of facelets, right?
Wow.
So let's just
ready, I think.
Yeah, let's just deploy this. Wait. Okay.
So let's see whether we deploy successfully.
Mm-hmm. Let's go and start. Okay. There we go.
Great.
So welcome to Forge. There is
10 minutes.
There is two tabs there, two buttons, and I can just start creating entities. So DevOps, right? Obviously. We're going to add a session, Forge session, awesome session. And add it and save. Okay, it's there.
Wow.
So, and I can just walk around in it. I have a simple user interface created in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Man, it's made me work hard. I mean, I'm getting really hot.
So, what does it? Yeah.
Really hot is.
So, what does it call for?
Well, it calls for a sexy party. Okay.
Okay, cool. So, basically, that's what we saw last year, and
Yes.
now we promised something more.
Yeah, we promised to raise the bar. So this is what Lincoln showed last year. Today we are going to do some additional stuff. We're going to show you how to raise the bar, and we're going to develop a Forge plugin. Because, of course, you know, there is a lot of plugins available, but sometimes you might have a need to do additional stuff for one of those boxes that there is no plugin yet. So have you ever heard about Hibernate Anvers, Ivan?
Anvers, wasn't it the name of this city?
Yeah, it sounds a bit the same, but it's actually Anvers instead of Anvers.
Okay.
Hibernate Anvers is a framework that is part of Hibernate, and it allows you to maintain or to keep track of revisions of your entities.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know SVN?
Yes, I know.
SVN is a tool that allows you to keep track of your Java source files.
Okay.
With Hibernate Anvers, we are going to keep track of the changes that happen in our entities, and
So
you do it actually. You do it by adding annotations, the audited annotation, to classes or methods and other things that are in your entities.
Yeah, and probably I will need to change my POM XML to include a dependency to Anvers. So
Right.
we've got a lot of job for our plugin.
Yeah.
So let's start.
Yeah. So you start writing plugins. You start by just creating a new project.
With Forge?
With Forge, yeah. So create a new project called Anvers. Accepting again all the defaults. It creates the project, and then to start creating plugins, we have to to depend on our plugin API.
Okay.
So there is a plugins plugin for Forge, right? And we have to set up the plugins API. Again, it asks me a number of questions. I'm going to accept the default for the Java EE API, and I'm going to install the latest Forge API version. And then it will actually add this to the POM file of my Anvers project.
Great.
Okay, so
what else do we have in this project?
nothing yet for the moment, but we're going to fix that.
Okay.
Because we have to create a plugin now, right? Now that our dependencies are set up, we can use the plugins plugin and create a new plugin and choose a name for it. And we're going to call it the Anvers plugin.
Okay.
Choose the default package. And now, as you can see, I'm going to, I can actually do this, right? You see I'm in the context of my Anvers plugin Java file. If I do open where I'm currently at, then it will just open the Java file in Eclipse. So there is a number of default things that the plugin has generated for me, but I'm actually not planning to use it.
Is it
so
a
I'm
test? So
yeah,
do you mock somehow Forge in this unit test, or?
No. So this test that is created, that you get for free, is inherits from abstract shell test, and that is actually our Archillion test.
Ah, okay, I've heard about Archillion, yeah.
Right.
It brings the test to your container instead, vice versa.
Indeed. So it will start up the CDI container, the weld container, and deploy my plugin there, and then that's the way how I can test it.
Okay.
I also, I'm going to get rid of all the stuff here. So there is a template that is created. There is a little bug here that can be annoying if you don't pay attention to it. And then the first thing we're going to do, we're going to work test-driven. Is add our first test.
Okay, so what we do here, we first check whether we have, we first issue the Anvers setup command on our newly created project, and we checked whether we have a dependency in the POM XML to the Hibernate Anvers.
So it's actually a matter of creating a Java project. Forge works with facets, right? I told you that the first simple project that you create has two facets by default. It's an enabled Java project, and it's also an enabled Maven project. So we use the Maven dependency facet to look if there is a dependency on Hibernate Anvers. It will not be there, and when we issue the Anvers setup command, we make sure that the dependency is there. So we can run this test.
And we expect that it fails?
Yes, so it will fail because, of course, this setup command that is there, it's not available. We didn't create it yet, so we will not, the test will...
So we are really test driving our plugin.
Right.
Great.
Okay, so it's red.
So let's make this bar green.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so what do we have now? We have a setup command annotation.
Yeah, so you can see the programming model of Forge.
Is this CDI?
Yes.
Inject?
So it's a CDI. It follows the CDI programming model. So now we'll inject the current project that I'm working on, and then there is a add setup command annotation to indicate that this is the setup method that will be triggered when I issue the setup command.
Okay, so what we do here, we simply add a dependency to the POM XML.
Exactly. So I just add the dependency there.
Okay.
Okay, so let's run the test again.
We expect here...
Green, hopefully, right?
Okay, let's see. Yeah, green bar.
Okay, so the next thing we have to do is because we're going to manipulate entities, we need for our test project to set up the JPA facet and create an entity that we're going to work on. So if I launch this test now, it will not work because the entity command will, or basically the JPA facet cannot be installed because there is no dependency in our plugin project on the, so the facet is not found because there is no dependency on JPA. So let's try to fix that. So I can...
again with Forge?
Yes, I can...
Great.
Project, add dependency. Or let's not make a mistake here. Forge for Java EE API. And the version is, what was it again?
1.1.1.final.
Okay, so actually, I should have opened the POM file. You can see that it has added this dependency. I have to add another one, so you will see it here. So the implementation, on which I rely as well. And you can see that it has added the correct dependency there. All right, so now this test will give a green bar, but I will not issue it because otherwise it's going to take us too much time. So let's directly go to the next step, which is solve the imports. So what I do is I obtain the Java class, the entity class that has been created, that is the current resource at this time, and I will check that it has no audited annotation.
It has. Oh, it
has not,
yeah.
right? In the beginning it has not.
Yeah, first it has not.
And you can see that there is, again, a programming, or again, there is a compilation error because I also have to depend on the Enverse project in my Enverse plugin. So let's add this dependency as well. That is org hibernate Enverse 4.0.1.final. Okay. So now hopefully it will import this annotation. Yeah.
Great.
So now the annotation is known, and we can run the test, right? The test will be green,
yeah,
because there is no annotation. So let's again maybe skip the test. The last thing we need to do, step 4. Right? You can see that there is now that I'm trying to issue the audit entity command, and after doing that, I again obtain the Java class for this entity, and I'll verify that there indeed is an annotation at this time, right? So running the test should be red because, why?
Because we don't have this command at all.
Yeah, so the audit entity command, we didn't make that yet, so that's the error that it will give us.
Yeah.
Missing command for plugin Enverse, available commands only setup. So
okay, let's make this bar green.
Again,
because we
right?
like green bars.
Green bars. I don't know where there is a green bar in Antwerp though. So 4A. Okay.
So what we have here, again the command annotation with the command name. And we have some checks whether the current resource, which is injected for us, we check whether it is a Java class, whether it has the entity annotation, because we can audit only entities.
Right.
And if it is, then we edit the audited annotation to it.
Yeah. So if it's a Java resource, and it has the entity annotation. Then we can add the audited annotation and save the file basically and give a success message. Otherwise, we just give an error message. Okay, let's run the test here.
Come on, bar.
Suspense.
Come on, Mr. Bar. Yeah,
All right.
green bar.
Yeah.
Great.
So now,
So we have our plugin. We have the tests running. Now we need to put the plugin in action, right? What
Yeah.
can we do? How can we?
so there is a Forge plugin that allows you to manipulate plugins, and we can use the source plugin command and then direct it to the folder where our Enverse project is, and then basically what Forge will do is invoke the build on that project, and then after the thing has been built, it will install the plugin in the Forge platform and enable it automatically.
Okay,
All
that's
right.
great.
So the plugin Enverse has been activated.
Now let's go back to our initial project and make the entities there auditable,
Right.
audited.
Let's close this and I have, okay. So there's another trick I can do here with this tools integration. I can just position myself, for instance, on the session class and then click this button, and then it will automatically navigate to the session. Right?
It's cool.
Okay, I first need to set up
Okay.
Enverse for this project. Enverse setup, and then it will write something in the POM file. We can check that. So there should be a dependency on Enverse, and now we are in the session here. So while we're in the session, you see that there's an entity. So I can Enverse audit entity, and it has added the audited tag to this session. Okay, that was a success.
Now let's audit the conference.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the conference. Pick up. Okay. There's again the entity annotation. So when I push the arrow up, it will get the stuff from the history. So again, the audited tag is there again, and now we should be able to see what's going on. But I first need to do a little bit of hocus pocus. I need to copy over a number of files that otherwise we will not see anything. The first one
to modify a little bit our
yeah. So there is a history facelet, and I want this thing to be in what is it again? Main web app conference. So that's conference src main web app conference.
Okay.
Okay. And then the other file is the backing bean, conference history bean, and that one needs to go in conference src main java com example conference view. Com example
No, it's with
conference.
it's with
Oh, sorry.
slashes.
Yeah. Com example conference view.
And we need a button
Okay.
that will
And
trigger
then,
this.
yeah, and then there is one last thing that needs to happen in the view facelet. There is a number of buttons there. And we need to add one of those buttons for step 5. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, this is the history button. So let's save this and now redeploy.
And we expect that
And now
we will be able to audit our entities.
go back here and restart the
Let's create an
application.
entity.
Create the DevOps entity. Forge session. Okay. Save. And now we can go to history, and there is
Great.
one line. And
Let's change it.
if we change it, edit. Oh, sorry. Cancel. This is the DevOps thing that we want to change. Let's add. I know you like OSGI a lot,
Yeah,
so
I
let's
love
add
OSGI.
this. Right. Save. And we have.
Wow,
another
great.
change. So yeah, this was basically
Great success.
a success. Yeah. So maybe we should have a sexy party again.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, let's wrap it up.
So this, yeah, we have to wrap it up now. This was basically a quick tour of Forge and plugin development in Forge. And you can see that it enables your development, that it raises the bar in Java E development, and that it enables you to go way faster, right? I don't know if there's time for questions.
Yeah, but maybe we can hang around here.
Yeah, we will certainly hang around, and is there
Okay.
time finished or?
Yeah. So, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.